Welcome back to Arcane Critsters. It's been a bit. We went on a little break. We had Group 1 last week, but Group 2 has been simmering anticipation for their next session, especially with all the drama happened last episode. My name is Caden. I will be your DM and Dungeon Master for the uninitiated for this wonderful evening. And it is, most certainly, a wonderful night to be playing Dungeons & Dragons. So, the same order that we just did, let's go through, everyone introduce yourself, introduce your character, and we will jump right into the session. Logan, would you please start us off?
Yes, hello, I'm Logan, I am playing Abella Joan, and she is currently dying from a purple, blackish crystal sickness, and is refusing to take the medicine. She is also creating an exploding dog, so that might be used in the coming future.
Dylan, up next.
Hi, I'm Dylan. I play Daros Grax, the most lovable future member of the Grax family in the land. And he's just kind of here. He's ready to kick butt and carry on. So,
perfect. Rachel.
Hi, I'm playing Egbert the Fourth, an Aarakocra druid barbarian, kind of just in this for the ride at the moment.
All right, Harry, you're up next.
All right, my name's Harry. I'm playing as Kelmir Everforge, Shield Dwarf Bloodwarden. For those of you who doesn't know, Bloodwarden is the homebrew class created by our beloved DM, Caden. And Kelmir currently contemplating life. Earlier today, he just witnessed someone else casually done some academical achievement that he thought was impossible about a couple hours ago. And later on at the night, he was trying to persuade his friend Abella to take the bloody medicine, as she is refusing to take it. So yes, this is a really uneasy night.
As always. And again, last but not least, Max.
Hi, I'm Max. I'm playing Sirius, who I think is the only one actually comprehending that we've found this world's version of nuclear fission here.
Something like that. Okay. With that being said, we now move back into the world of Aetherca, into the story of what is colloquially known as Group 2, apparently both in and out of world. I believe we left off last session in the town of Nathier. You just visited a mysterious artificer with rather advanced technologies. You were asking him about some of the mechanics of what you've seen, and the mysterious way that your homunculus, Abella, has been acting. As a result of this visitation, Aethys, the homunculus, got a humanoid warforged body, and each of you received a unique pseudo-scientific / magical item to suit your own needs, including your trusty companion Hammer, who received probably the world's first commercial helmet laser. At the end of that session, Nikolai, aka Sirius, went off on his own into the forest and activated a secret sending stone, contacting the Wayfinders organization and informing them that your little adventuring party has seemed to have discovered something monumental: the way to purify the substance known as alloy. Now, obviously, you figured this out through a combination of historical records and experimentation, not all of it ending in pleasant surprises. But you have investigated the secrets and discovered that conjuration magic, when specifically targeted on unrefined alloy, will reduce it into a liquid that immediately solidifies into a glowing white crystal, which reacts with the black crystal to create something very dangerous and very explosive. And I believe, Abella, you wanted to create a new homunculus now that Aethys has their own body.
Yes. I wanted to create an exploding dog. If you've seen Group 1 sessions, this is akin to that.
So, as set out by rules, Abella can expend any amount of gold that she wishes to construct this. I don't know what you intend to name this dog, but this sentient suicide bomber. Then, for every 5 gold spent, that would add 1d10 to the explosion's damage count up to a certain maximum that I don't believe is being reached yet. Hopefully.
Well, we'll see. Is there anyone willing to donate to this amazing cause?
I don't know how much gold I have on me, but I would give you at least 10.
I'm currently spending 15 of my gold, so I'm at 3d10. We could just save up for another dog to explode later as well.
This is fair.
How much in total do we have? I only have 5 gold.
I have 16.
4d10? 6d10?
I'm fine with sticking with 3 right now, and then have another one in the wings.
I'm all down for this, ignoring the morality issues.
Hey, the morality was already gone.
Is this self-aware or is it like an automaton?
This is an automaton.
Okay, so it's like the wind-up toys that just walk once you. It's not, but more
Except it's
complicated.
extremely
not
deadly.
Actually,
Yes, this isn't like Aethys.
It's not actually self-aware, so there's no moral issues.
Exactly. Aethys is self-aware. They're on their own. This exploding
Because
dog
of the
is...
alloy crystal that you embedded in its heart.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, Logan. I suddenly have an idea.
What?
What if you put some of the black crystal into the dog? So when they
That's
explode to infect.
No.
The issue is...
No,
Denigrate
no,
sentience.
no, bad.
Okay, oh, true.
I did
true.
consider.
You're right. Never mind.
I mean, technically, we could make it like a nuclear bomb where they're in their own separate containers.
Oh, actually, no, I like.
What's the ruling on
I
this?
mean,
The ruling on this is that you can describe what you are constructing. However, with certain ways of construction, you will not know what the effect will be until it explodes.
this is powered by alloy, right?
The dog should be
No.
black powder, I
No.
believe.
Oh, the
No,
dog is just
no,
like
the dog is not.
Okay, so I say you make the dog, and then we can just give it a chunk of alloy and a chunk of black crystal, and then whatever it wants.
Okay. This is Group 2's whole thing.
We don't yet understand yet completely. Just like, let's pour our resources all into one thing that is a 50-50.
Okay, you know what? Let's just make the dog for now and move on.
Okay, we'll make the dog. I can modify it later. 310. I think that's final idea.
Perfect. So I believe your overall goal was to travel to the town of Rotor, because you learned that the author of the nursery rhyme that mentioned Shifter's Veil, the whatever writer, he lives in this far northern town called Rotor. This was kind of a stop on the way towards Rotor, and the next leg of your journey begins in the morning. However, Abella, that night, after constructing your dog and laying to rest, you have a dream. A very dark dream.
Uh-oh.
No.
Lovely.
You find yourself awaking. You can tell this is not quite real, but it doesn't feel like a dream either. You're in your bed, but the world is black. No room around you, just infinite void, as if you're falling through the abyss of space without stars. If you look hard enough, you'll see that looming in front of you is a face. A face that stretches across the cosmos with a glare that feels like it weighs more than planets.
Is it a giant snake?
You can't see more than this face.
Dang.
Can you make, for me,
Oh god.
a Constitution check? Not a saving throw, just a check.
Just a check.
Okay.
That's what I'm good at. 19, let's go.
19, okay. In the face of this overwhelming force, you hold together your awareness of the world with a vigor. You grasp onto this reality and you hold tight, making sure that your awareness does not fade, because you know that whatever information can be gleaned from this is important. The face smiles. There are no teeth in his maw. There is just a vast ocean, a black hole with nothing else to suck in but the very fabric of space itself. And it smiles.
At me? Or just in general?
Insight.
That's a 4.
4. You don't know where his attention is directed. It could be at the fact of the universe itself, this nothingness that you know is this being's ultimate goal. It could be the fact that he has finally reached it in this state. Or it could be at you, leering at the possibility of consuming one more thing. But you have no idea. You hear words resound in your head, appearing in your memory as if you've known them all along. You have been and will always be mine. There is no cure you can take that will free you from me. Live well and do my will. There's no voice to these words, no tone, intonation, or terrifying reverberation. They're simply the words, embedded in your mind as if you have known them for an eternity. You wake up. Cold
Lovely.
sweat across your body.
I would imagine so. Yeah, I'm guessing from the words, I know that voice pretty well as the voice that stabbed me earlier.
The voice of your bird was programmed in by you and seemed to have been manipulated by whatever force is behind the crystal you embedded in it. This voice, the voice that has no voice, felt more like the concept of nothingness embedding itself in your mind through your own memories. It seems, if you were to make an educated guess, that some part of the crystal growth within you has reached your brain. The sun has its soft glow seeping over the horizon, and a warm light starts to fill the skies. It's still dark, but morning is imminent. You seem to be the only one awake, unless anyone else is specifically chosen to wake up early. What do you want to do?
I think I just want to go outside and just get some fresh air after having that horrid dream.
Okay.
Just to, like, make sure I'm feeling something rather than that whole thing of nothingness.
Nikolai, when you said that you were communicating with the Wayfinders last session, did you mean that you did that at night before you went to bed, or in the morning after you woke up?
At night after the party went to bed.
Right, okay. So you have long since returned to your room, and I probably relishing the fact of getting back into a real bed this time. When do the rest of you want to wake up?
What time is it now?
Presumably.
About 6. Yeah, I'd say about 6 o'clock. The morning is rising, and the sun's about to show itself.
I mean,
So
Well-
wake up first light, leave soon after.
Okay. After the sun starts to peek over the horizon and the light shines all your rooms, you make haste to pack up your belongings, empty the rooms of any personal contents, and meet outside the inn at the border of the town of Nathier, and ready to make your way one last leg of adventure, or perhaps second to last, on the way to Rotor. Is there anything you guys want to say to each other?
Are we walking to Rotor, or are we getting like teleported?
You could call in another favor from the dragon, and have...
I think it's probably easier to just walk. I mean, how long of a travel is it?
I would imagine a little more than a day's walk.
I would like to try out a new thing that I have. I would like to cast Ritual in order to summon Phantom Steeds. Since it's a ritual, I assume that I can cast as many as I need to.
Yes, but it will take 10 times the duration?
Yeah, it will take... Yeah. There are like 5 people. Maybe 2 people can get on like a horse.
There are 7.
There are 7? I forget there are other people. With
Hammer,
them.
hammer, hammer,
Aegis
hammer.
is
The other.
Correct,
hammer.
yes.
Yeah, Aegis.
Yep.
So you'd have to conjure 4 horses, and then
Yeah.
you'd only be able to... And then the first one would still only last for an hour, so
Yeah.
you get 20 minutes of ride time. Okay, yeah.
Wait, question. Can you concentrate on casting spell while we're riding?
It's not a concentration spell.
Yeah, it's not concentration.
No, I mean, sorry. I'm sorry. I mean ritual casting. Sorry.
Oh, like can I ritual cast while I'm
Yeah.
riding?
Just
Yeah.
create more horses.
Oh,
Just
gosh.
perpetual
Okay.
loop of horses.
Yeah, I'll allow it. So,
Okay, hell
so,
yeah.
so the way it's gonna work,
That's
you spend 10 minutes ritual casting a Phantom Steed. You're walking, you're traveling normally, and then once you've conjured 3 horses, everyone has room. Everyone can sit on a horse. After that, after half an hour, a horse will despawn. You spend the 10 minutes before it despawns summoning a new horse.
Yeah.
So you
And
have
then
20
you
minutes
just
rest
keep
time,
that loop going.
and then half an hour of conjuring, 20 minutes rest time, half an hour of conjuring. Perfect. This is gonna work great.
But the whole
And,
time
like,
we're moving at 10 miles an hour.
And the whole
Yeah,
time
I
is
know
10 miles an hour.
My eyes.
No,
Guys,
it's fine.
do I even need to wild shape then?
Uh,
It would be nice to save my wild shapes.
True.
That's true. Yeah, you could
Probably
spend
no.
you could only have 10 minutes of rest and then just spend 40 minutes conjuring. Okay, yeah. So, can you please describe how what it looks like as you're conjuring these horses?
So I wake up and I'm like, you know what? My eye bags need to be darker. So let's do this. So I go outside, beautiful day. I sit down, start just like muttering to myself, and this like huge ass like horse just materializes out of the shadows, and it like towers over us with like this looming like saddle made out of like onyx even. And it's like, you know what, guys? Let's hop on. Let's go. And so they're just walking me, or we could just like walk for a little bit. I just sit on my saddle, sanguine tied around my waist, and I summon 2 more horses in like 20 minutes. And then I'm like, you know what? This is my job for the rest of the day. And then we just ride to it.
Heavy shadow-filled hooves thud on the ground, kicking up waves of dust in behind you as you thunder forward on a team of giant shadowy beasts. The town of
Darius is just
Rotor.
there, strapped to it, eyes rolled back.
He's waving his hands in the air as shadows flit around him. Okay, you guys. So the town of Rotor is about 40 miles away. So I mean, hey, you can make it there in 4 hours.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
let's go.
So rather than spending a full 12 hours to make a full day of travel, you thunder forward across the landscape, crashing hills and paths and scooting around other villages without a care in the world until you finally reach the town of Rotor, and it's not even midday. Rotor is a very interesting town. So as you crest the hill that leads you into the main town, you can see some of the buildings that are built around it. But there's a large, crashing river that pours through the center of this town, and right in its center, as the river crosses through the town, there is a large, really big circular platform, with a series of buildings built on it. The the platform seems to be almost floating, but you can see it's too rigid to be floating. It must be built in some sort of mechanical contraption. And slowly, you notice, as you approach, the giant wooden platform is actually spinning, being pushed by the river in a large rotating fashion. It must be why it's called Rotor. There are eclectic collection, let's say, of buildings in this town, from tall towers that are just like a single stone construction to small wooden huts, all kind of clustered together and with no rhyme or reason to their efforts. But on the platform in the center, the constructions are entirely made out of looks to be reinforced wood, but they are several stories high, so far larger than most buildings you would see on a normal basis. There are several bridges that span over across the river going into the large wood platform, but they are actually constructed you have to jump down a little bit onto the platform. So there are people milling about, people of various races, seems to be from all sorts of backgrounds. This is a very far northern town, and the air is brisk and chill, but people here seem to be used to it enough to only wear this equivalent of sweaters, in a sense. So, where are you going? What is your plan in this town?
So what you're saying is, this town is literally built on a natural hazard.
Yes, but the center portion of the town is built on natural hazard.
But it's funny,
it seems to be,
so it's worth it.
It seems to be utilizing this contraption as a sort of tourist attraction.
Oh, so it's not. It doesn't have a purpose, or it's not.
Yes, so it is clear from the various mills and industrial buildings surrounding the exact perimeter of this space that the spinning rotation is actually used to power all of the spinning mechanical contraptions in the industrial buildings. But the main purpose is clearly to arouse spectacle and awe from this fascinatingly bizarre creation. So what are you looking for as you start walking to town proper on these giant phantom steeds?
Wait, sorry. Before we go anywhere, Garros, how are you feeling after 4 hours of concentrating?
Hey, just burp out like a little shadow from my mouth. Can we? If we're here, can I unconjure everything and just take a breather for a second?
That's what 8 Constitution gets you.
Shut.
Everyone dismounts and you wave your hand, dispelling the shadowy smoke that makes of these animals. They neigh in appreciation before bowing and dissipating to smoke.
Before you do that, I unstrap you from my sanguine.
Yes, so you don't fall over on the ground.
Now, is there a waterfall with a cave behind her, or a mystical glade, or something that yells 800-year elf lives here?
There aren't any
massive wizard tower.
There aren't any large rock formations big enough to cause a waterfall. There are some rapids further down the river, but anything that would yell a sort of wizard lives here, I imagine you might need to do a perception check.
What if they're beneath the rotor?
That would be crazy. It'd be absolutely wild if you guessed the big twist before I even said anything about.
Let's go.
17.
A 17? So there, like I said before, there are various towers built into the ground with a small stone property surrounding it, scattered throughout the town, almost as if this town is trying to cultivate an air of mystic knowledge and power. But anything that stands out as this is the most important person here. The only thing you can really see is the large construction of what you gather is likely the mayor's manor.
So you guys know sea legs, right? How sailors can't walk straight after months on sea. Do you think if someone lived on the platform and then stepped off, they'd start walking in circles?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
It's a perfectly valid theory. I wouldn't be surprised.
Wait, question.
Yeah.
Are there any trees growing? Are there any trees or just any sort of plantation growing on the platform?
Yeah. So the ground itself is made out of cobbled stone set into dirt, but there's and they try their best to keep it clear of weeds. But there are many gardens, some trees grown up around houses. It's clear that they don't do much to limit the spread of wildlife around homes, other than to keep it safe for walking.
Are all the trees just like jagged outward or something?
Jetted outward? Oh, on the the rotating platform. No,
Yeah.
So it's a wooden construction, and there isn't any like pits for dirt besides some ornamental plants.
Dang.
That would be funny though.
I think my idea might be the good one. It might hit. Under the platform?
So ask.
I mean,
How do we get down there though?
good question.
Walking?
We have
We
a
can't
chicken.
exactly blow it up.
What?
Yeah, but
Can we not just walk in? There's bridges and stuff, right? We can just
Yeah.
walk to the center, right, Caden?
Yeah, you are free to cross over whenever you need to.
Okay.
Yeah, Calmir, what is this about blowing something up?
No, sorry. No, sorry. I thought what you meant to say was like there's something hidden beneath the platform. So I was like, how do we get under it?
Like,
You walk through the town, supporting Daros in his conjuration-fueled delirium, until you cross over onto one of the sturdy wooden bridges hanging over, after a small drop, onto the spinning wooden platform beneath you. You step off, and with a little bit of, shall we say, reorientation, can everyone please make a Constitution saving throw?
Nat 20.
Yeah.
Nat 20!
Nat 20!
Lovely DM. What does an 11 get you?
And 11 gets you a failure, unfortunately. I would imagine that you are too out of it from your massive channeling of magic over the past 4 hours to be able to do much more than groan as the floor starts moving beneath you.
You guys want to hear a joke?
What's a joke?
What's the joke?
Nat 1.
Aha. That is
What if we just
unfortunate.
split it?
Nikolai and Egberta?
17.
19.
Or are you flying to make sure you don't have to land on this platform?
If everyone's walking, I'll walk.
Oh,
I
19.
feel like
Okay.
flying would be difficult because then it'd be moving under you. And you
That's
would
also
constantly
true.
Have to shift.
Yeah.
So Nikolai, Egberta, and Abella, you guys proceed with some relatively, it's very difficult, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too hard to make sure you don't get thrown off the edge. There's a constant force that seems to push you towards the town, as if the town is actually spinning around you. However, Calmir and Daros, right? Calmir and Daros, you two get the disoriented condition, which is a disadvantage on all dexterity checks until the condition ends. And
How
saving
does
throws.
the
Check
condition
saving
end?
throws.
How does this particular condition end for us?
Once the source of disorientation leaves, or if you take a long rest while under the effects of disorientation.
Okay, time to blow up the whole place.
Hopefully not.
Well,
You
I
guys
got
cross through.
explosives.
You guys cross through the streets. You feel that it gets a little bit easier to conduct yourself as you get closer to the platform, but you're still spinning, so not by much.
Wait. I have a question. You know my
What?
passion that says you know my passion that says like sanguine created is not affected by friction.
Yeah.
What would happen to me if I cast that on myself right now?
Well,
Specifically on my shoes.
you would spin off in the direction of whatever.
But I feel like right now you'd be fine because you're matching the angular momentum.
Yes, but if he casts
So,
it on, but if he casts it on himself so that his feet are no longer affected by friction, he would just spin off in the direction tangent
Yeah.
to whatever circle he's following at the moment,
Right, yeah.
and crash into a building. Yes.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Don't do that.
Try not to do that right now.
What do the actual buildings in the center look like? Like, do they look like
They
governmental
are
places?
large constructions. Looks to be like manor homes or like large inns for visitors to stay at. This is very clearly angled at tourists or anyone important enough to warrant a place at the center of the city. Obviously, there are some of the minor nobles that live here that would prefer to not be on the platform, but it seems most of them have elected to get used to it and stay on the platform and living in these large manors.
What if we just go to the inn and ask people there, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they know stuff.
You go to any number of the inns or visitor stay houses that are scattered around this platform in large chunks.
Yeah, let's go to an inn.
All right, it doesn't take you long because the space is relatively small for a town area, but you find your way to a large inn, 3 stories tall, called the Wheel's Delight. You make your way through the doors and into a, let's not say a thronging crowd, but a small crowd with boisterous energy. They're all crowded around one singular young man, thick beard and bald, who's holding up a glass and cheering out some chant that everyone else is following. Even the bartenders sort of getting into it, like moving left and right with the beat of the chant. It's in some language that, actually, does anyone here speak Halfling?
It's one of the 6 languages I know.
Oh, you do know Halfling?
Yes.
Yes, the bird with the mind of an aged scholar. So you do know Halfling. You know that this is it's a celebratory chant after for someone who has reached a 1 decade for more of life. So it's a decade birthday.
Is it like the happy birthday song equivalent?
Yes, but far more oriented towards actual partying than the awkward silence of everyone singing that we use.
Is everyone else chanting?
Everyone, all the patrons in the bar, except for a few that seemingly are just there for their own purposes. The large crowd around the young man in the center is that they're all cheering.
I'm debating on if I join the chanting or not.
You can make a history check whether or not you know the song or not.
History, you say? 11.
History, I do say. 11? Unfortunately, the actual lyrics of the song escape you, but you definitely heard it before.
Okay.
So, you're in this tavern. What do you do?
We need to figure out where this elf dude lives.
I think it's Darrow's time.
Right? We just got
It's Darrow's time? So we're looking for a guy. I guess right off the back, do we see anyone who matches that description?
There are a few elves, but none of them look old enough to match the description.
I could talk to elves. I know Faye. I could talk to an elf.
So there are several elves in this patronizing this bar. Only one of them seems to have not been joining the revelry. He's off at the bar, while the rest of them are on the table that the man has now stepped up onto, is now dancing while everyone else cheers around him, continuing the chant.
Okay, cool. I walk up to him. I kind of I sit next to him and I say "sup" in Fae. Yeah.
The elf has a tall, thin glass of some dark liquid, and he's sort of just staring sullenly at the bar as you walk up and plop yourself down next to him. He looks up to you as you say the casual equivalent in Elvish, and raises an eyebrow at you. Not common to find one that's to speak our language among these rough folk. How goes it?
That's pretty good. Unlike the rest of these common folk, I wasn't exactly born here, so...
He takes note of your horns, looks down, sees your hoofs. Ah, from the Feywild itself, I see. Not,
yep.
Like I said before, not common to see one of your ranks among these folk. How did you come to be in this place of dirt and grime?
Ooh, I was cursed.
Ah, aren't we all?
How'd you end up in a town like this? It's so hard to keep your balance. There's been a couple of times where I've almost felt like I could pass out.
Well, stay here long enough and you'll find out that anyone could get used to this awful conditions, and if we've dealt with this mortal plane for this long.
Fair enough.
Was there something you wanted, friend, or may I return to my drinks?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I guess me and my group of friends over there, we're kind of looking for someone of elvish ancestry. I don't know if there are other people that you're with that are maybe older, like wiser in years.
I'm going to make a check for this young elven fellow. See if he passes the history check.
Okay.
If you're looking for an elf, you'll find we're common enough around here. We're close enough to the pass portal that we're not entirely unheard of. But old, yeah, we're all old in one respect or another from the eyes of these mortals. Can't say we're any elves that are elven old. I mean,
Maybe like a scholar, maybe like someone whose works has made it to like mortal hands. That would that help a little bit?
So I'll tell you this out of game. He has not actually heard of the scholar you were talking about.
Okay.
Just poor history check. Nothing, not much you can really do. Of course, your character wouldn't know this, but the elf responds with a simple, "No, not that I know of." Of course, there's always the craftsmen and other elven scholars that seek to make fools out of mortal men in their silly, breakable crafts, but I don't believe any of them match your description, at least not in this town.
Bummer. Oh well, I mean, you were very helpful, and it's always nice to talk to people who appreciate a place that's a little bit better than here.
Make a perception check.
Ooh, that's a 6.
Well, in that case, he nods affably to you and turns back to his sullen staring at the bar before him, before downing another gulp of whatever liquid's in the glass.
Is there like a glass like right next to him? I kind of want to take a drink with him.
Only empty ones, but the barkeep is noticing that you approach the bar and is now scuttling over to you. He is not elvish, but is clear that he has some fey blood. They're like in the bright, vibrant green of his eyes and the slight point of his ears. He doesn't seem to be doing anything to hide or try to display this fact, but you can sense it.
Yeah. Bartender, I'd like to take a drink.
Yes, right away. What would you desire? We have quite the vintage from a friend down south, and he starts rattling off a list of various alcohols and other ciders and whatnot. I don't suppose it quite matters much, but
honestly, man, that's something that can get rid of a headache. That's all I really need.
I got quite the thing. You'll be really quite great for this one. I'm sure of it. He goes over and starts mixing other various concoctions. Slams a mug down in front of you on a coaster. It's a very like thick, bubbly mixture that smells of something spicy, but it's enticing if nothing else.
Okay.
Down the hatch. Okay. Hold on. Can you make a nature check for me, please?
15.
15? You notice that there has been there are certain natural like plants that are used in a lot of potion making, like common ingredients. From the taste alone, it is clear that he has used a concoction of these plants actually put as one of the ingredients in this drink. And you don't on 15 you don't know what that is, but it's clear that it's going to have some sort of magical effect, a minor magical effect.
But I don't know what magical effect that is.
No, you would have to score a little bit higher on the nature roll to know that one.
That's fair. Okay, cool. Hey, say, what's your name, good sir? I don't think I got it.
Well, my name is long and a bit complicated, but most people just call me Scraps. It's a bit of a misnomer if I do say so myself. I'm rather clean and neat, but the name is stuck, and people don't call me much else these days.
Yeah, I bet I can pronounce your name just fine. Like, I'm sure I could.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Try me.
Step like a backup and then. If you need me to say it slower, I can. Scrap like a hacka back again.
Scrappa happa like a back again.
Not even close, but it's fine. You can just call me Scraps. Everyone else does.
Man, that's, I mean, like, gotta give it to you, a unique name. Where'd you get it from?
My parents, same as everyone else. Mine were a bit of the oddity end, if you know what I mean. Care for another drink?
I don't know, man. I can't let my companions see me too drunk, you know?
Ah, fair. The old companions, they'll get on your nerves. I know it. I suppose I can. You can go for one more though.
God, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if we have the money for it either. I mean, it's just like this is coming from my personal savings. It's like I don't know when I'll need the extra gold, you know?
Ah, it's only a silver, not even a gold.
Okay, one more, can't hurry.
Ah, that's the ticket. This slides you over. Another mug of stuff he already had prepared. What is everyone else doing while Daros is investigating this elf character?
Sitting at the corner, like as in literally sitting on the ground at the corner of the walls, trying to orientate myself.
Okay.
This is probably the first time ever Kelmir entered a bar, but like before he drink anything, he's already disoriented.
Aha, of course.
I was gonna say I'm sitting with Kelmir, tinkering with my new dog. I'm just putting the final little tweaks on, but my face can show that I'm a bit more out of it than usual. Sort of like I've just seen a ghost or a giant mysterious figure in my dream.
If I see
Something
that, I immediately go over to Abella. What are you doing? You have a bomb in a very crowded area.
Did you?
It's a dog.
Did you
It's a dog.
Did you say that out
Get
loud?
on it in the...
Serious? Did you just
What
say that out
happened
loud?
here?
They don't care. We have worse explosives.
Yeah, but we're not working on them right now.
Who cares? They're having a party. This is important.
They deserve to die.
I'm not saying that
Tell
one.
me, what happened to you last night?
Wherever the party group is, it kind of just walked by and been like, "Oh, happy coming of age. Who's the special one?"
Special one.
I don't know.
Who's a lucky individual?
Yeah, fine.
One of the humans in the crowd turns to you and seems very drunk. He pulls you over in a hug. He goes, "Yes, Dennis over here, my bestest friend."
Oh, that's so sweet. Mind if I join in on the fun?
Anyone's welcome, just as long as you pay for your own whiskey.
No problem. Can you teach me that song? I've heard it before. I kind of know like a couple of the words, like the chorus part. But I'm down.
But he boisterously joins in the next chorus and it slaps you on the back. Despite you being you at least appearing like a bird humanoid child, he doesn't seem to take much notice and instead hands you another drink as he joins in the next chorus.
As I just point over at the bird kid, can she drink?
Oh wait,
God, no
how old was she again? How old was she again?
4, yeah, 4.
And they live to like 40, right?
Rachel, you can decide whether or not that's of legal age.
50-50. I'm gonna roll it.
Rolling for underage drinking.
It's of age.
Okay, fine.
The 50-50 said it's of age. Egberta is still probably not gonna drink just based on the fact that she's like, I have to spend money. No, thank you, not today. I don't get to keep this. It's not sweet. Wait, does it smell sweet? That would be the one.
It does not smell great. I'll tell you that much. It smells cheap and sour.
Roll for strawberry
I
taffy.
don't have any, but probably just gonna join in on the song.
Okay, perfect. So it's a little while later that I would imagine that you guys sort of conclude that this tavern doesn't have anything to offer you in terms of information. But Do you choose to stay and wait for the party to wrap up? Do you want to leave and try another tavern, or try to get an audience with the mayor? A couple different options available to you right now.
I personally want to see if the bartender could have any information. Plus, man, if I could get a couple more drinks in, that'd be also kind of cool.
If you're gonna keep on the drinking, which is obviously what the bartender intended, I'm gonna need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
You're gonna rack up all the debuffs.
What was that?
14.
14. So not enough to be debilitated, obviously, but not enough to be unaffected either.
By the end, you're just condition, yes.
You gain the condition.
Gotta catch them all.
Oh yes, okay. You gain +3 to charisma checks, but -2 on intelligence checks.
That works. That's fine.
That's literally what you do.
This is for the next hour.
For the next hour? Awesome.
Yeah.
We're rolling.
Okay. So you were saying to try and tap the bartender. Another history check for the bartender. Okay. You end up dropping hints about this bartender, to the bartender about this old elf that lives somewhere in the city. The bartender seems to have no recollection of anything you're saying. It's almost as if that this information was hidden even from the people within this own town. Both the people you talk to, despite having some sort of relation to elves in general, have seemed completely ignorant of the fact that such a sage even exists here.
Not particularly helpful, but...
No, unfortunately.
Well, table talk, probably the people high up would try to hide these things, so mayor is a good option.
Yeah, that's fair. Or just, any people with information, high-level information.
Wait, Daryl, I just think about something. Can you ask anyone if they've heard of, rumors of, a mysterious person, out in the wilds, or maybe just, some, I don't know, locations that people don't tend to go to, but have been rumored to have someone living there, things like that. They may not, they may not specifically know there's a sage, but, we can look after those rumors.
Yeah, like a taboo location.
So you want to investigate if there's any locations of the town that are off limits.
Yeah,
if I'm understanding correctly.
Yeah, taboo locations or taboo people or just weird rumors happening around the town, that type of stuff.
Okay. The bartender responds by sort of telling you that if you're looking for trouble with the town guard, the best this is as his way of warning, the best thing to do is try to get into the engine room. Obviously, if that stops working, it'd be disaster for the town, and they don't let anyone in, regardless, except for the mayor himself.
Can I try one thing? So my favorite enemy is humanoid, right? So if I concentrate for 1 minute, I can get the locations of all of my favorite enemies, exact location and distance within 5 miles. Can I see if I can sense one specific humanoid very isolated from everyone else?
So so after sitting down, sort of opening your senses to the weave and the machinations of the people that disturb it as they cross through and make waves in the fabric of the universe, you can sense that there's the normal seeming conglomerations of people within each building. Those seem to be the major groups you're establishing. It's sort of a mixed race, mostly humans, obviously, but a larger than normal concentration of elves. If you were to turn your attention towards the town center, specifically the one maybe 20, 30 feet away from you, the mayor's building, you would sense that there is a small group on the top floor, several small groups on the bottom floor, and then one singular person in a room multiple stories down below the ground floor.
That sounds like an engine room.
It does. You want to break into an engine room, guys?
Let's go.
So specifically, what are you planning?
We're gonna go up to him, be like, safety regulations check. Here's our mechanics. Here's a blood warden here to supervise, and the rest of us are just here as like diplomats or whatever. And we're gonna
Wait. I know.
yeah.
Blood warden, supervisor. You're the face. Ranger for protection. Abella is the mechanic, and Egberta, physics major. So you're the assistant.
Assistant
I
mechanic.
love that.
She's on her internship.
Yeah, the intern.
I'm writing down notes throughout this whole entire thing.
Wait, we still have Hammer and Athos though. Athos is my
What
assistant.
has
as well.
Athos been up to with his newfound ability
Oh,
to
true.
like, be a full person in these few hours?
Athos has proceeded to spend 5 silver in drinks and tried to consume them before realizing
Minus that from my silver.
Yes, before realizing they are incapable of actually consuming anything of substance, and just deciding to just store it in a stomach tank for later for experimentation.
Wait, do I see him storing the drinks?
Yes.
Can I ask him for a couple?
Okay, I mean, you make another as I am unable to consume these beverages, I see no reason why I should not be allowed to share them with a compatriot in a act of generosity. Please, go ahead. Please make another Constitution saving throw.
16.
16. Again, not enough to be debilitating, but you're going to gain another level of intoxication. That's going to transition you to +5 on charisma checks, -3 on intelligence checks, -3 on wisdom checks, and -1 on attack rolls.
Okay, to be fair, right now we do need more charisma.
Yes.
That is true.
Also, weird question.
I'm gonna go in there. We're like, oh, we're set for the dragon for checking regulations, and the person who's doing the talking is just drunk.
Also, weird question. Is it considered underage for Aces to drink? He is technically only
Yeah, what are they
1 day
doing?
years old.
I appreciate the fact that our morality is let's consider underage drinking, but let's not consider making all these bombs.
Oh, absolutely.
I can,
look, we're
I can
professionals.
excuse bomb making, but I draw the line underage drinking.
Hey, look, we're professionals. We know what we're doing.
Of course,
Exactly.
Of course. I've no doubt. So you guys
true.
stumble out the door of the tavern of the Wheels of Light. As the chant begins to die off behind you, you shut the doors and move the small distance to the large manor at the very center of the rotary platform in the middle of the town of Rotor.
I'm kind of like I'm using like Egberta a little bit as like support, so I can actually like walk in a straight line to like wherever we're going.
There is
Wait.
a half orc with a large tunic. A fancy tunic. And a large sword strapped to their side, carrying a shield, and wearing the insignia of what you imagine to be this town's guard patrol. He sort of eyes you as you approach, but doesn't say anything. He's standing up at the actual doorway to the manor itself.
I wink at him.
All right. We're gonna have you make a flat charisma roll for me, please.
Can I help?
Describe how you're helping.
I show the guard like my blood mark, so to indicate that we are like at least officials.
You know what? Yeah, I'll allow it. Make your charisma check with advantage.
24.
Okay.
The half orc he coughs. He goes, what seems to be the issue?
We just need to go see the mayor. We have an audience with him, with the dragon's permission, of course. And,
Of course. Right this way. Or one of the mayor staff will see you up. Right.
Thank you.
He nods for a bit before realizing he might be nodding a bit too long. Just kind of stops and just goes back to his guard, acting completely nonchalant, as if he hadn't just embarrassed himself in front of you guys, in front of the official dragon representative party, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You, as you push open the doors and walk inside, Hammer just like, okay, why not? March up behind you. You make your way inside, and one of the mayoral staff runs up to you. She just smooths her hair and her dress. Goes, did I overhear you say that you were a representative from the dragon?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, that's what's wonderful. We haven't heard from His Excellence in quite some time. Please, if you follow me, I'll escort you to the mayor's offices. She makes her way up towards the stairway to the mayor's offices on the top floor. Is there anything you want to discuss before actually going into his office?
Do you want to open a message chat?
A message chat.
Already on it.
Making like sloppy finger guns at everyone as you shoot mental greetings.
So when we're trying to be discreet with our message chat, is Daros just going like this constantly?
Absolutely. Yes. I'm making that decision for you. I'm sorry.
I like to think that I'm just like I shot finger guns to the lady, and it's just like hi, and then I just do it to like everyone else to just like seem like inconspicuous.
Okay. Very inconspicuous.
Yeah.
I don't know where we observed. Do we notice any, I suppose, stairways or doors that seems like it's at least down to the bottom?
The stairway on the ground floor does not go down any further. However, there's a wraparound. There's a wraparound behind the door that might lead to another staircase. It's just difficult to see from your angle.
Okay.
Okay, so you make your way. The maid pushes open the door, and you see the mayor, who is a tall, well-dressed human with long black hair that goes all the way down to his shoulders. He has a stubble around his chin, as if he hasn't shaved for a few days, and he is conversing with a slender elf-looking woman, who both pause in conversation as the door creaks open. What do you do?
Good afternoon, Mayor. We are sent by the dragon himself and requested audience with you, if you may.
In audience, you say? I suppose I have time. Priscilla, please leave us. The dragon wishes to communicate with one of his loyal supporters. She nods silently and glides out of the room, passing you all without. Yes, Harry?
Can we do like a check to see if we know like how the relative loyalty of this guy?
Yeah, anyone who wants can make an insight check at this point.
Nat 20.
Nat
18.
18.
4.
All right.
Dang.
So yes, while Calmir can see that the mayor seems to be saying this simply to appease you, Egberta, you have, how do I say this? I think at your school you have known enough dragon sycophants to know that the man before you is lying through his teeth. He clearly resents the fact that the dragon has taken over political power of this area, and it is clear that he has been demoted somewhat in his ability to actually control the town since the dragon took over. However, he gives no outward notice of this fact beyond the subtle positioning of his body and the way that he says the words.
If the message chat works, I'm gonna tell Daros, and basically be like, just say we're gonna be quick about whatever we're doing. He doesn't seem to be too big of a fan about the dragon, so just like say that this will be quick, easy, harmless, whatever. Check.
Hear that? My eyes like widen a little bit. I look up and I'm like, so yes, thank you for meeting with us. We were just ordered for a quick inspection of the engine room, just to make sure that things are up in line. We have our finest mechanics here with us today, Miss Abella, and her student, Miss Egberta. And if everything works really well, we should be out of your hair in just like that.
Can you please make a deception check for me?
22.
He nods knowingly. It is not often that we let outsiders into our most precious prized place of machinations, devised by the great Gyro. Well, I suppose my history is not important right now. The important thing is that you get your notes and then you report back to the dragon that all is well. There's no dangers on this island. There is only the grand spectacle of performance. Come with me. He stands up and moves and pushes past you abruptly. I assume you follow?
I mean, yeah.
If the mind link thing is still working, I'm gonna message Daros again, being like, he was about to mention a name, assuming that sounded like that person created the place. If we're looking for some guy who can do fancy stuff here, wouldn't we want to try and meet with that guy?
Can I do a roll to see if I have any idea of the name he said to have?
History check.
19 and then plus 3, so 22.
Okay, so this is a subject that you actually know quite a bit about. The great inventor Gyromidius. Basically the main reason why the Reaching Wars ended. He was an incredible inventor and created many large contraptions that were unique in their design. But he is famous for many of the architectural wonders of the world, and since then there have been quite a few that have sought fame by saying that their invention was actually created by Gyromidius and was just now discovered.
Was he an elf?
Okay. Why no?
He wasn't. You know this.
And one last thing, do I know if he actually created this place, or is the mayor just like claiming?
Unfortunately, while you do know the history of Gyromidius and you recognize the name from the name that he almost said, you do not know if this rotary town was actually one of his creations.
Okay, I'm sure. Okay. If the mind link is working, I do realize the information to you, Daros.
I mean, I'm still gonna go up to him and be like, you know, you seem really smart and like knowledgeable about your town's history. I mean, like I wouldn't mind while we're walking relay like how this great town was like founded and everything.
Like I said, history is not of the utmost importance right now. Although, if you must know, our town was constructed by the great Gyromidius, and this rotary function to power all the town's needs was of his design. Many will claim that this is a rumor simply drummed up to cause tourism in this town, but I can tell you, dear Dragon Fellow supporter, sir, that it is nothing of the sort. It is truth and nothing less.
Is he lying?
You can make an insight check with a -3 wisdom.
I can try. 10.
10? Anyone else?
22.
19.
I'm just not bothering.
Okay.
15. 15.
So, Egberta, you can tell that he does not believe what he's saying. Again, maybe you got to read on him because you now know the way that he lies, but I think you think he has simply decided to commit to this lie because he let slip the name Gyro because he's so used to telling visitors this. He was intending to say anything about it to this inspection team who wouldn't have to risk discovering his lie, but or at least what he believes to be untrue. But now that he accidentally let that slip, he's committing to it and is in full advertising mode now. You reach the bottom of the multiple staircases, and he swivels around the back of the next stairway, accessing a door built into the wall. It swings open after he looks to mutter something against the door. The door opens, and you see another staircase going down into the earth that is just passing out of sight. So the way this works is actually the stairway is actually built into a raised stone platform out of the river, and the rotating building actually, this opening passes over that opening every minute.
Can I make a perception check to try and hear what the password he uses?
Yeah, go for it.
That's a 10.
You lean in slightly, but the word's too soft, and you can't read his lips because he covers his mouth. The way yawns before you. As you pass, there's one of the another town servants runs forward, lighting the torches on the wall brackets as you move forward, down deeper into the earth. The surface building grinding away out of sight as you go deeper and deeper until you reach what looks to be a barred room. It's open, and on one end is a barred doorway. There's nothing else in this room except for that one exit and the stairway behind you. I don't know why I said it was empty. The room is not empty. It's empty of people. The room itself is filled with what looks to be a giant gear above you, attached to some shaft that's built into a groove in the earth. The gear is powering all sorts of various steam moving contraptions, and other gears are carrying that rotary energy away in three series of gears into other places throughout the earth. The whole thing is managed by a series of metal supports and anchored by thick bolts or constructions into the stone below you. But there's no one else besides you and the mayor, and the serving boy who lit the torches is now waiting in the entryway behind you. On the opposite side of the room is the barred door.
Is this roughly where I sensed that one individual to be?
Yes, but I don't know how accurate your ranger senses are. I'll tell you right now, the person you sensed is beyond that barred door.
Oh, I was going to say, I can just lean up against the wall and do it again. But...
Right. He's watching you intently as you move into this gear-filled room. What are your plans?
What's behind this door?
Oh, that's nothing. There's sometimes when people who are privy to the secrets of this place decide to give way, we have to take care of them in a rather unfortunate way. Unfortunately, we can't have the holy machinations of this town be delivered to outsiders, and so we have a sort of encouragement to no longer do such a thing.
Wait, so how many prisoners are there?
Well, none at the moment. None would see fit to leak the secrets of this town in such a way. We are far more advanced beyond such idiotic secret sharing.
So I'm messaging to Daros, saying I can stall by saying there's something wrong with the gears, and Egberta can wild shape into like a lizard or something, and go see what's beyond the door.
Is there like is it sealed top to bottom, or is there like a little slot underneath for like air?
Wait, so it's covered in bars. So it's a barred door that's locked in place. You can see through the bars, but it's dark beyond. Like there's no light angle that well enough to actually see what's behind the bars.
I got dark vision.
I got dark vision.
Right.
The
DM's great bane, dark vision. Peering in and shading your eyes to hide hide the light, so your eyes can tunnel into that black and white blurry vision of darkness. You see deep within, in a chair, a manacle bound to his leg and eyes closed as if sleeping, but head not drooped, is a wrinkled, aged elf with long, stringy gray hair that goes all the way down to his mid-back.
Can I just... So is he, like, tied to a chair, or is he just sitting there?
He's sitting in the chair. He has an iron manacle around his ankle that is bolted into the floor, the stone floor.
But he's not, like, fully strapped down. He's just manacled. Can I say, in Elvish, do you understand Elvish at the mayor?
Well, I wouldn't be much of a mayor if I couldn't communicate with a large portion of my citizens, would I? He says back in Elvish.
Damn.
Wait. Question. Are there any way we can get rid of the guard? Yes, I mean the serving boy.
To get rid of him?
No, sorry. Tell him to go away.
I mean, you can. Probably not without arousing suspicion, though.
Serving boy, would you be able to go with Egberta to provide her light? She doesn't have dark vision, and she needs to be able to investigate.
Oh, I suppose so. he looks at the mayor. The mayor shrugs. He moves forward, holding up the light next to you. Is there anybody you want me to go to specifically? He seems very nervous around you guys.
Do you want me to start, like, working?
Yes, I believe it would be wise. I trust... You can trust me that you will find nothing wrong with the arrangement. It has worked flawlessly for the past hundreds of years, and will continue to do so long after I am dead.
Okay, guys, above table talk. Do we just want to jump the mayor?
We could.
We can just
Like,
confront
there's
him. We outrank him.
Just at max 2 of them.
We are under an active conquest. Everywhere is under martial law, and we are martial.
I was gonna say on a side
And
note,
we also
this
know they're...
room-
Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna say on a side note, this room literally was only accessible by the mayor, right? So if we just trap the mayor in here, no one's gonna wait.
Yeah, okay.
Worst comes to worst, we have explosives. So,
We do.
Mayor, you know Elvish?
Yes, I believe we just clarified that.
And you know elves have dark vision?
You can see his gaze snaps to the side of the room.
And
Like to
I
explain
stand...
that?
Also, I'm just saying, I stand between him and the exit. And perhaps you would know that dwarves also can see in the dark.
And tieflings.
I regret to inform you, I may have miscalculated. I can provide large sums of money to not talk about any of the contents of this room. I can promise you that should you do so, the consequences would be unimaginably bad for all of the participants.
So I gather you're threatening us.
Perhaps not the
You do
wisest
realize who
decision.
sent us.
Does he have a
Exactly.
key ring?
I have
he
Stingray,
does
and I
have
can
key
just
ring.
make it.
I'm going to walk up to him and start taking it off his belt.
You walk up to him?
Yeah.
What's your AC?
16?
Okay, so he hits. Make a con save.
15?
Okay, so that's stunning strike. You are stunned for 1 round. He bolts to the exit.
Oh, he's a monk.
Bolts for that.
He bolts to the exit.
I'm in between him and the exit.
I know he's going to use his second attack to try to push you out of the way. What's your AC?
15.
Nat 20. Okay, I'm gonna need everyone to make an initiative roll right now.
26.
26. Okay.
15.
And
15. All right, Bella, you get 15. Nikolai, you got 24.
10.
10.
19.
19.
I got a 6.
So, Nikolai, you're first, but you were stunned for this round. Next up is the mayor. He's going to use dash action after his surprise round.
Does that trigger opportunity attack from me?
Yes, he does. Do you have any weapons
Well-
on you currently?
Well, it doesn't really matter because I only got a 4, so I don't think that beats anything.
You lash out trying to tackle him, but he dodges out of the way and sprints up, yelling for the guards. He is basically at the top of the staircase. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, since he called out, did guards hear him, or like what's the probability of that?
You match is actually pretty low. Like when
It's like
the
3 layers of walls.
right, and not to mention the fact that it's actually that 99%, not 99, 95% of the time the opening is actually covered by a layer of rock and wood.
Okay, and then how far away is he?
He is basically up the staircase, so like 80 feet.
Aiden,
Yeah.
remember the passion that says sanguine not affected by friction. What if I
Yeah.
covered the staircase with that?
That's funny.
And I can actually do that, I remind you, because I have web. So
Yeah, I suppose that is something you can do. What?
Oh,
yeah, okay,
Egberta
all right.
first.
Egberta,
Egberta
you're
first.
up. What do you want to do?
Does he look like a physically strong dude?
He's kind of swathed in robes, so it's hard to tell. But from the way that he made Nikolai stumble back, just by a strike to the chest, you can tell that he's clearly he's not the average farmer, we'll say.
Okay.
So not horrible,
Thorn-
because if he's a monk, then that's more dex than strength.
All right, so
which way
you're casting Thorn Whip.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so you throw your clawed hand out, forming the magical formation and casting a vine that streams across the room. It's gonna swipe, try to tangle his leg. Yeah, make an attack roll.
15.
15. 15 does not hit, unfortunately. So the vines lash out, whip through the air, and then strike against the stone steps before shrilling up and falling to the ground. He dodges out of the way, looking back and pounding at the door to get, still calling for the guards as he waits for the building to rotate enough for him to actually get out.
Oh, I'm gonna use my bonus action to wild shape, and then I'm just gonna go bear.
Bear. So you hunch over, your skin sprouting thick hair, and your mouth elongating into a snout that grows sharp teeth. Let out a roar. You come down on all fours, bellowing up the stairway in your massive, thick-limbed bear form.
And yeah, my movement's gonna be trying to get closer.
Okay. Either you spend the time to try to crawl up the stairway towards him, or you can leave the stairway open to try to let everyone else have their shots at him, I suppose.
Shots go next to the bottom of the stairs. So like as soon as someone comes down, yeah, I'll be ready for that.
Okay, perfect. Abella, you're up next. What do you want to do?
Do you want me to enlarge reduce just him in general?
I have a plan. Hit it.
My headphones died.
Are you casting enlarge or are you casting reduce?
Enlarge, probably?
Okay. So weaving the arcane through whatever what do you call it? Pre-constructed magical artifice that you have stored away. You pull the weave and you see his size blowed out, his head growing, and each limb clunking down around him as he bulks up. He goes, his voice drops really deep. It says, he goes, "How dare you? I'm still gonna get out of here." As he continues pounding at the door, trying to get it to open, despite knowing that it will only open once it rotates around.
Yes.
Okay. Calmir, you're up. What do you want to do?
So now that he's enlarged, does it look like he can still be slided down?
Yes.
So I stand up from him, pushing me, still trying to orient myself, and just cast web like where he is. So kind of like
Lovely.
I love it.
So
And,
wait, hold on.
just-
Who is standing in the who is standing at like the base of the stairway, like the opening of the stairway?
I believe that was Egberta as a bear.
Egbert is the
Egberta.
I'm
bear.
standing to the side of it.
I have
Okay,
to
right.
as
where
well in
you
order to
guys
pass.
can both do stuff.
So it's just Calmir
I'll-
and Abella just like like with their spells shooting up into the
Yeah.
top of the. So
No
with
fiction.
pouring, splashing blood on your on your hand before throwing it up, you spew forth a convoluted mess of metal wires and shimmering globs of globs
Yeah,
of
no.
sanguine
For once, it's not hand. It's just a bunch of sanguine. Like that's how you can't grip on it.
it coats the entire stairway within a shimmering silvery coat that this swollen mare. How did you? The force slips out from under him. He boom, thudding down the steps, slipping, trying to get his bearing, but not being able to get a grip on any of the walls or stairs. He falls to 20 feet, and then, gravity being the thing that it is, he continues down, bouncing down the entire spiral staircase, all the way down to the ground and taking 4d6 damage. Would you please
Okay.
roll 4d6 for me?
Oh, okay.
Is he like kind of lodged at the entrance?
Yeah, he's like
trial
lodged
staircase?
in the doorway to the engine room.
12.
12 damage?
In
Okay,
total.
cool. Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm still concentrating on it. So on the chance
Yes.
that he wants to go back up, he needs to make the save.
Perfect. Okay, Daros, you're up. What do you want to do? And
okay,
Nikolai's on deck.
So right now he's at the bottom of the stairs, right?
Yeah.
Is anyone like super close to him, or where are like people's
Me
positions around him?
and Alberta, presumably.
And me as well, since I was casting.
Right.
I'll be right
Okay.
there.
Ah,
I'm trying to cast something with like a 20-foot radius on him, and I don't want you guys to get in the way in the crossfire.
What was the spell you wanted to cast?
Hunger of Hadar. I'm worried if it's a conjuration spell. I'm worried I'm gonna make everything in our bats explode if I cast
Yeah,
it.
probably.
Yeah.
I tried thinking that didn't work. I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast him.
Whipping forward your drunken in a drunken haze, you start firing off bolts of eldritch energy. Just blasting shadowy, just screaming shadows.
You have
from...
a -1 to these from drunkenness.
Oh wait, also guys, try not to kill him. We do want to interrogation.
Not 1.
No.
22.
22 hits. Yeah, roll for damage.
10 damage.
Cool. So firing off these projectile bolts of energy, one of them crashes into a bounce off a metal wall and hits a gear. Tilts on axis. Suddenly you hear the struggling of machinery from far away as this gear interferes with the operations of somewhere that's turning somewhere in the distance. The other one, however, is right on target, and it smashes into the mayor with the vengeful force of the shadows. He gets thrust back further into the doorway, and you feel it pang twang on his face as he struggles to try to twist himself away from it. Next up is Nikolai.
How's he looking? How's he taking it? He's all right. He's a tanky little one.
He's not looking great. He's clearly very hurt. He also his mouth falls open as you see this gear get broken. You fool!
Would you say he's bloody?
Yes.
Oh,
he is in fact bloody.
Can I
You have
like
any idea how much that's worth?
while after I shoot him, can I be like, "You're not gonna survive this if you keep on fighting us"?
How about this? I'll let you free if you promise not to tell anyone what you found here.
I'm sorry, but you are not in the position to negotiate anything right now.
Nikolai, are you doing anything?
He's getting the Nikolai special.
Perfect. What are you doing?
Wait.
I know we want to interrogate him, but I took being stunned personally, guys. 23 to hit.
Okay, so we're getting rid of
that more than hits.
He's dying.
No. That's the first attack.
Yeah.
Exactly, he's dying.
So you start knocking arrows, launching them forward with a vengeful, with the vengeful fury of a hunter.
21 damage on the first attack.
Jesus Christ. The arrow lodged himself firmly in his chest, and his loaded arm.
No, actually, 23 damage.
Okay, well.
Lethally or non-lethal?
Can I non-lethal with a bow?
Not really. The arrow lodges itself in his chest. It goes so deeply in that within the folds of his robe, you can't even see the shaft of the arrow anymore. He clutches his chest. Oh, you can't have done this. He pulls himself out, cracking the door frame in the process, falling on the ground. Fancy robes that have been enlarged to fit his frame spread out over the floor. You won't survive the night. His head hits the ground. His heart stops beating, and blood begins pooling beneath his chest.
I'm gonna grab the keys and unlock the
That
door.
was not a good idea. I was gonna say I'm gonna go quickly try to fix the gear that broke, because that's kind of an issue.
Before you do that, as Nikolai is Nikolai is approaching the is approaching the cell. He unlocks it, and before he can finish unlocking, you see a pair of deathly pale hands grip the bars, and a single face emerge from the darkness. White hair, eyes completely glazed over by some sort of crystalline substance. He gives a gap-toothed smile. I was wondering when you would show up. And with that, we will cut today's break. Thank you all so much for watching, and don't leave because we got lots of exciting adventure coming. We will see you soon. Welcome back. I would like to address a few things. The first thing is Abella's treatment of the gear that is off-kilter and currently being jammed in the violent explosion of energy that hit it from an off-target Eldritch Blast from Daros. What are you just trying to fix it? Are you just trying to reorient it? Are you introducing new mechanical components to make it work? And despite its brokenness, what is your plan?
Well, my plan is to essentially just make sure it works the way it originally was supposed to, no matter like what needs to be done. So like I was thinking of using like mending and then like any spare materials that are there.
Oh, right. Because there's a spell called mending.
There's a spell called mending that I happen to have.
It does take a minute to cast.
Yes.
Okay. Can you please make me an Arcana check?
Yes. Is Aethys nearby to help with?
The other thing I wanted to address was the fact that you guys left Hammer and Aethys back at the doorway into the spiral staircase to stand guard and make sure there was a realm of escape. They likely would have been able to accost the mayor had he tried to push them out of the way, but it was better that you guys stopped him before he could get out entirely. However, that also means that you guys have to wait maybe like 5-10 more seconds before the doorway wraps around enough in order to call back up to them.
Okay. Well, I'll call Kelmir instead to help me.
Okay.
I also give you guidance.
Oh, guidance? So helping guidance? Does that work?
Radiant energy pours from your hands and it lights upon you. You feel a surge of motivation as if there are, some divine will egging you onward. What do you
egging me onward?
Okay. The worst pun I've ever made by far. Please make your Arcana check.
23.
Propped up by a pillar of sanguium from Calmir, you swing around your tools and make like a sort of mechanical belt of pieces that you can use to sort of lever this gear, unbend the slightly distorted metal pipe until it's locked back in place before grinding back into harmony with the other gears around it. A bit worse for the wear, scratched up, beaten, and there's clear bent marks on the pipes. It's not perfect, and likely if left alone for a long time won't be as reliable, but it's clear that you've solved the immediate problem.
Good enough.
Good enough. Exactly my point.
Fair enough.
Now, there is now the once again the stairway grinds back into view, and you hear the voice of Hammer call out, "We heard a noise coming from down there. Are you all right?"
Well, we are all right. Someone else are not.
Oh well, do you want me to come down there? The door's closing.
Up to you guys.
Yeah, well, let's go down. I agree. The two climb down the stairway before seeing the mayor sprawled. Would the corpse still be giant? I would say yes, it would. Oh, apparently Max's computer has frozen Discord. We will wait for a moment. Doesn't appear it's coming back. Let's give him a chance to restart. While he's working on that, they see the dead mayor. Oh, what'd you do to him?
I don't know.
Looking a bit better than usual, doesn't he?
Had this other dude locked up and we asked him about it, and then he kind of attacked us.
Well, I believe that is a valid incentive for counterattack. Was it just
Also, he may or may not be keeping someone imprisoned.
You hear a high-pitched laugh. You hear a high-pitched laugh coming outside the room. Yes, he certainly did. That's me.
Well, you heard about him. Question.
Why are you in prison?
Oh yeah, what's the crystals looking like on him?
Yes.
So there actually aren't any crystals like you have seen those affected by the dark crystals. But what actually happens is that his eyes seem to have been glazed over from the inside with a white substance.
Can I take out the sensor for alloy and see if it beeps to him?
Yeah.
Do you have both sensors out or just the one?
Presumably, Abella will be keeping the alloy sensor, and I will be keeping the black crystal one, because otherwise both will just be constantly beeping.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So are you both sensing towards him?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
You point your sensors in tandem at this strange man, and he gives a wry smile, seemingly oblivious to the world around him, but still somehow finding amusement in the situation. Both of your sensors go off slightly. It's weird. They're not following the normal, like the how do I say this? Do you remember when you had given the cure to Issa, and the tones of each of the sensors had shifted, merging into harmony with one another,
Yes.
and becoming something unlike either of them until there's something unique? That's what's happening here.
Do I know if the white thing that's growing out of him is alloy?
Like I said, there's nothing growing out of him. It's like glazed over his eyes. Yes.
I was gonna be like, is it from old age?
You can make a nature check, a medicine check. Sorry, excuse me, medicine check.
I do the same.
Yeah, go for it.
Not 20. Not 20.
So Calmir, you go up to this old man and you investigate his face, and you can see, you know what Cataracts looks like. You've known enough old people and outlived enough old people, at least old humans, to know that. Perhaps you haven't outlived elves, but you know that this is not what old age Cataracts look like. It looks like his eyes has turned to solid quartz.
Hey, my name's Darrow, Future House to Grax. What are you doing here?
Oh, I suppose you wouldn't know who I am, but I seen you coming from miles away. He sticks his hand out to the bars. They called me the Mad Poet. Bit of a silly name, if I do say so myself, but it's fitting in its own way.
Do you write poetry?
I write poetry of the weave itself. Prophecies, predictions, divinations, if you will. He actually reaches up and taps his eyes. You hear a clink.
This is sounding really familiar, and I do not like this.
Poems perhaps about oblivion?
That's a prediction I haven't heard about in many years. It's, I can't say I'm pleased you brought it back. I was hoping that was wrong.
Maybe you could, tell us more about that poem and what it means?
You need to know where the peak is.
Oh, treasure hunters, are you? He seems to regain a little bit of his old energy. I have you know the way is fraught with perils and dangers. It's not for the faint of heart. He moves back and moves to sit down in his chair, lean back. These achy
Would you
bones.
like to come out of there?
Oh, no, I'm quite comfortable, thank you. Nice and protected in here. No dangers outside, no siree. See, the truth is, when I am in a position of danger, I tend to see things. I think it's my body's way of taking my gift and using it for survival. Problem is, everything's dangerous nowadays. I could fall off the boat and drown, or I could get mauled by a wild bear. Seems like there's no end to the visions. Horrible things, really. No, I'm quite comfortable, thank you.
Small question. Egberta, are you still in your bear form?
Got a bear.
Yes, I'm not wasting my wild shape, although I might have to at this point, especially when we leave. But for now, brown bear.
So this peak.
Yes, the peak. Shifter's Vale. Quite the legend. Pity none have actually found the damn thing. I suppose you think you'll be the first.
I'm afraid we don't have much of a choice.
Oh, tell me, why is that? You want the treasure at its base? Relics, old, whatever that nonsense was?
No, it's not about the treasure.
He sits up then. Not about the treasure. Well, then maybe you're more interesting than I first gave you credit for. Whatever's could you want with Shifter's Vale? Old legend, that.
It's more so a mission, I guess.
A mission? Some sacred duty given by the gods, political leaders.
Mention Ophelia's whole ordeal.
I think we can.
Should
What
we
the-
really this much, though?
So, Oblivion might be reawakening?
The smile from his face drops. I would be interested in knowing how you came across such information. I have not encountered any such visions, and this, I think, would be a grave and terrible one.
I have a personal involvement with Oblivion, in a sense. So I'd rather have more information on.
Personal involvement. Let me see your hand here. He holds out his hand to the bars, and he kind of holds in the direction of your voice.
Warily, I reach out.
As soon as he can start to feel your hand in his, he reaches out and grabs your wrist. Doesn't pull it or anything. He just holds it. Sometimes it takes a second. His eyes go pure white, glowing with energy from beyond the veil of reality, and he starts to not shake, but almost vibrate with energy coursing through his whole body. He feels light on his feet, like he's being pulled upwards against the flow of gravity, and his mouth opens, letting out a stream of words. The jewel of heart is not alone. There is another, a counterpart. Beware, beware, for if left gone too far, a monster wakes, its soul to consume. The words are uttered in a sonorous, voice, like far different than you can see. It's still his voice, but there's a meaning that carries beyond the words, like a deep, guttural intonation. His eyes roll back his head. You can tell they're rolling back, even though there's no pupils. That glows his face, and he falls to his knees. Oh, whew. Takes a lot out of me nowadays.
I take a jolt back when he says a monster wakes to consume. Visibly sort of terrified at that fact.
Hi. I just walk up to him and give him my hand. By counterpart, do you mean by what's inside of me now?
I don't sense anything inside of you. Wait, did you give him your blood mark hand or your normal hand?
Normal.
But there's... No, I'm sorry. I don't feel any of the resounding energy that often accompanies these visions. Granted, I might just be spent.
I just confirmed that if I were to use the alloy sensor on me, it still beeps.
It doesn't anymore.
Oh.
Oh.
It seemed to have like passed, like, for lack of a better word, passed through you, as if you just consume normal food.
I will pull out one of my
Okay.
alloy arrows and hand it to him.
Right. He fumbles around as if because he can't actually see what you're
Don't cut yourself.
pulling him.
Don't cut yourself.
A warrior, this one, using very dangerous materials. This is not your normal fare. How did you get this?
I look at Abella
Yeah.
like,
I sort of made it.
So, someone else finally stumbles on my secret. Oh, it's been too long.
Someone else?
Your
Oh,
secret?
I
yes.
think he's the one.
I thought that secret hidden deep within. Well, I suppose it's out now. Very dangerous secret you discovered upon. Very dangerous indeed.
Kind of just found it in
Is.
a public library.
A public? They put my journal in a public library. The librarians these days have no respect for history. That journal is almost 200 years old. I suppose there's nothing to be done about it. Listen. Alloy, this stone blood, as people have started calling it, it's a danger. It's volatile, and there's a capacity for great good and terrible evil. It could be the world's salvation or its damnation. I hid those secrets for a reason. But if you are sure that Oblivion is waking, there is but one thing to do about it. I know but one more bit of information about Shifter's Veil. For my prophecies come not just with words, but with visions. I saw all of Aetherca, connected by veins of alloy. Blood not of the stones, but the very world itself. And at its heart, a beating, shifting mass. The heart of the world. And a veil to a place no mortal should ever go. For in there is held a powerful mind, robbed of its power, but a cunning and dangerous mind that seeks to undo all that the gods made. What is Shifter's Veil? It's a prison for the most dangerous being to ever exist.
Can I just two things? First, can I use Sangrim to kind of like make like the rough shape of the alloy veins that I know of, and then just like ask him, point to the center, ask him if this is it?
The spiral?
Yes.
I'm afraid I have no idea what you're doing, young man.
Oh wow.
No, because he can't see.
Oh.
Do we have a map of Aetherca? Everything?
I'm sure someone would have picked one up. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then-
Like,
Okay, so
Egberta.
I'll pull that out. Here, Kalmir, can you overlay that whole outline with roughly where it is?
Yes, I do
Is
it.
there a mountain at the center?
Yep. There must.
Oh.
Well, I would need you to make a history check, but just based off context clues, you can surmise that at the heart of Centrafiel, where all the veins of the spiraling's corridors of alloy, you can create a mountain. A tall mountain that reaches the skies, not part of a mountain range, just a single pillar a sloped pillar of rock and sand that rises into the sky and can be seen for miles around.
Like,
Yeah. Do any of us know anything about it in general, I guess?
Yeah.
Everyone make a history check.
19.
Okay, I will say the reason why you were able to make this thing, because the map doesn't actually have many good details about Centrafiel, considering it was probably made after the dragon's territory, and then so it's hard for map makers to go through and get information about other parts of the world. But you know enough about the world and the geology, and you've been around for hundreds of years, so you know that the mountain in this in the center of Aetherca, it used to be relatively famous for its oddness, and it is indeed at the very point where all the veins of alloy converge.
What oddness do I know?
Oddness in the sense that it's just a mountain in the middle of nowhere. So usually
okay.
when you look at a mountain, it's like it's part of the all the land slopes up towards it, and there's like mountains surrounding it, a big chain. That's how tectonic plates move. But this is not part of any tectonic plate movement. It's just land risen up into a big spike.
Second thing, last time I showed the guy my non-blood mark hand. This time I gave him like my blood mark hand and asked him like, I don't suppose this exists in your poetry, but would you happen to know anything about this?
Oh, the man of metal. I don't suppose your whole body is, otherwise your other hand would be too, but I've heard of your kind. Or I've seen them, at least. Metal suits, I thought they were. Apparently not. There will be armies of men like you. Great swaths of them that cross the land. They will hunt, and they will kill, and they will be killed in turn. This is not a prophecy. It is just what I have seen. And the best that I can relay it to you.
I try to ask him like if he knows anything about this, and he just like give me like a smug response.
I think it's more like he doesn't know much other than this one thing that he has seen, and it terrifies him the fact that there's this advent of metal men that will swarm across Aetherca and be killed in turn, and that is the best information he can give you about what is happening to you.
So
fair enough.
why, or rather, this peak, are there any like centers of population, like any population centers nearby, like relatively nearby?
So like I said, this map was drawn after the dragon's advent, and there's some population that are, like, noted, but they're very rough. Like it's not like it's meant to be, it's exactly here. It's just in this general area. So it might very well be on the slopes, or it might be miles away.
Within like 50 or so miles of the actual peak, is there at least one town or city?
Yes.
Okay. We need to get there.
Okay, are you suggesting we teleport there then?
Yeah, that's why I was asking if there's
Yeah.
a city.
I mean, how far are we away from the mountain?
So you are in the far north right now. It would take a little more than a week to cross all the way to Centrafiel, and probably more than that if you want to move stealthily and sneak through towns and pretend not to be on the dragon side.
By horse or by walking?
By walking. Of course, if it was by phantom steed, it might be a little faster.
It's
Are you
still, like,
certain you're willing to do this?
I could be, but also
we don't have the time for days. Abella's gonna die in like 3.
Yeah.
That's true.
But here's the thing. Now that I know alloy isn't within me anymore, worst case scenario, we cure Abella and then I take it.
Well, yeah, but at the very least, the faster we get there, the better, right?
True.
The crystal plague spreads less, etc.
Abella, actually, can you? I want you to make a wisdom check, just sort of. This isn't like an awareness roll just pure wisdom of.
Okay.
If you could sense how much it has infected you.
5. Let's go.
Unfortunately, all you know from this morning that it has reached your brain somehow, and perhaps a little bit of dimness that edges your vision.
Hmm.
Wait, good point.
I'm stubborn. I'm not going to say anything.
Kaden,
Yeah.
what time of day is it right now, like roughly?
So I think like midday now, yeah.
Okay, so it's like 2 p.m.-ish?
No, I mean like quite literally noon.
Oh, it's like noon.
Because
Okay.
you got here like 10.
Oh,
There are a lot of people.
I can
day
probably,
drinking
if we want to do the whole rebels killed the mayor plan, we can do that. I'll meet up with all of you outside of town, and then we can get the keeper and be out of here by, I don't know, 9 p.m., 10 p.m.
We could just say that the mayor was dissenting against the dragon, and since we're calling the keeper anyways,
That is the other option.
Oh,
really,
yeah, no. The other thing I wanted to ask is like, what's our excuse this time?
Oh, for
And also,
teleporting?
for asking him to teleport us to there, because like we're doing this seemingly out of nowhere, and also we kind of need to explain why in the world are we here when we are supposed to be getting alloy and do more research.
We can say a rebel broke in. We want to question the leader.
Why would we do that, though? I don't know. That's just like.
I mean,
seeming-
yes, but here's a problem though. We are at this point only level 5. There are a lot more people who are more competent than us in terms of fighting. Like,
yeah.
The other option.
what justifies sending us in instead of like a group of, I don't know, level 15 blood wardens?
Maybe we name
But-
drop. Maybe we name drop Ophelia.
The other option
The time.
is we just tell the keeper and the dragon this is probably in their interests, and it'd be really useful to have them along.
Yeah, that is true.
They also want to reforge this medallion, no?
True.
They hypothetically do.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing from this is this, Daryl's, you need to drink more. You need to drink more. We need the we need the Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm still drunk. Like it's like I still like.
You remove one level intoxication every hour. It's been about an hour, so you're back to the +3 and -2 intelligence.
Okay, are we saying I take another swig and hope for the best?
Maybe.
If I have to make that sacrifice.
Oh no, I have to get drunk.
Okay, so
Oh,
can
no.
you guys tell me what your plan is at the moment?
Well, we need to take care of the body, and we also need to get to Highlock. So, we need to talk to the keeper and the dragon. Are we including them? Are we like saying that are we telling them that that a rebel killed the mayor? And then where are we going from there?
Well, we need them to teleport us
How
to
confident do you
Highlock.
feel that you can lie
Yeah.
to the keeper and the dragon that a rebel killed the mayor?
But do we even need to say that a rebel killed the mayor?
Honestly, if we're telling them about Shifter's Veil and everything, we don't. We just tell them that this guy stopped us from getting that information.
Yeah. Because I feel like that could be a better strategy. Just say, like, hey, Shifter's Veil, level 20 people, we have 2 of them.
If I may, I couldn't help but overhear your discussion, and I must make one request before you go scampering off on whatever adventures you find so important. I have lived a very long life, and it is one that has been fraught with many uncomfortable events, and, well, here's the thing. If there is a risk that oblivion wakes and the world be cast into existence, I would rather not be here for that fact.
No,
I believe I have delivered all the prophecies that will be worth giving, and as such my use of this world is next to none. Before you leave, could you send me off into the next life in glory?
Oh.
Question: you're asking us basically saying, "Hey, if you guys fail, I'd rather die." What about if
Oh,
we
yes.
succeed?
If you succeed, then life will go on, and I will have used my gifts to give the heroes of this world the information they need. That's good enough for me.
You want us to name speak?
Just out of sheer curiosity, how did you gain your gift?
Oh, I call it a gift, but gods know it certainly didn't feel that way. We were investigating these... Well, I suppose not important, but... We were historians and archaeologists seeking to uncover powerful relics of the past. We found, let's say, one that was a bit too dangerous for us. She started growing crystals. Well, I suppose you would know the type better than I would at this point. She gave me the crystals too. I thought it'd be fine, but when she went off the deep end and I had to put her down, well, I knew I needed a cure. I discovered finding alloy the same way you did. Gave it to myself in the hope that opposites would cancel out, and instead I was given this curse. I've never tried to elicit the response in anyone else. No, sir, that would... In fact, I destroyed my research, left it all in my journal, and sold it away. I shudder to think of what might happen to someone else under the same effects. Perhaps something different, entirely new. The alloy reacts differently to different types of magic, after all. Perhaps I just happened to get divination. I don't know what caused it. For obvious reasons, I didn't stick around long enough to test other people and collect data. No, this curse is enough for one man.
Out of curiosity, how far along were you before you gave yourself the quote-unquote alloy cure?
I started seeing things. Horrible things. Suppose I still do at that.
Nightmares?
My dreams. He would speak to me. I sought the cure soon after and, well, made the voices go away. And that was enough for me.
Do we do what he wants?
I think I can do it.
I have no issue with it.
I can
He's
do it.
requesting it
That's
himself.
fine.
I don't see a point in
That's
like.
his choice. It's his choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather not do it myself, but
I'll do it.
I volunteer.
Who can do it the fastest?
I kind of want to see if I can get a prophecy out of him while I am doing it.
No.
A little
Do we
bit.
have? Do we have
Ask him
a?
for prophecy right now. He doesn't have to be dying to give you one.
Yeah.
But it works
No,
better
sure
if
it does.
he's like in danger, though.
Okay. Here's my question. Do we have a spell that does euthanasia?
It doesn't use what?
Euthanize.
Unfortunately, we don't have
euthanize.
power word euthanize.
Oh gosh.
Look,
And like,
either Darius Eldritch blasts him, or I just shoot him with an arrow. Done.
Fine.
shooting is honestly
Yeah.
the best option.
Fine. You're right. No. You're right.
Abella, what was that?
I honestly think shooting is the more ethical option. I feel like Eldritch Blast is gonna be more painful.
I don't know if that's 100% true. It might just knock him out faster.
Do you have a preference
That's
for how
fair.
you would like to go out?
As a matter of fact, I would, and it feels kind of weird for y'all just to be discussing it in front of me.
Sorry about that.
You asked. So,
I
You're
mean, yeah,
outside.
that's fair, actually. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. Anyways, there's a tower in the city. It used to belong to me. Outskirts of town, old, run-down, good stone, that. I want to stand on the ledge one last time and look out over a home that could have been mine, that I could have shared. Whether it's a simple shove or something a little more impactful, I don't care. Just as long as by the time I hit the ground,
I'm no longer breathing.
Oh, that's so sad, actually.
That's tragic. Poor guy.
That's the point.
Odin, bag of holding.
Do you have a
What?
bag of
We don't
holding?
have that up
I need
front,
ex-
you know?
I need to explode the dog then. I don't want to
Okay,
explode
no.
the dog right now.
Because I was gonna say, if we disguise the mayor, right? If Darrow's disguised himself as the mayor, and then we go up there, he dies, I pop out as an assassin, blah blah blah. Mayor's body plops out, right? And then you like just drop the disguise. But we need to get the mayor's body there.
Remember, their body is enlarged right now. It died enlarged, so the spell didn't end. That if you cast it on someone and then they die before you end concentration, they're just stuck that way.
That
That's
doesn't
kind of
make
funny.
that's funny, but that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does. Because you're the target for large reduce is a creature, right?
Yes.
Creature or object, I believe.
Yep.
Well,
Alright.
then, as funny as that would have been, unfortunately, I'll have to retract my ruling. I did think it was just creature, and so if it's no other fish creature, then okay. His body was
I
saying,
respect that down.
Wait, DM, are you saying people become objects the moment that they die?
yes.
Their
So you-
physical body become an object.
So you can
So-
can you actually mend a dead person? Like,
You can mend a corpse, but nothing will happen to it. Nothing will happen to the corpse. Just they will be a little more.
Like you could close the wound.
Yeah.
that is crazy. Okay, cool.
Okay. So what is your plan?
How tall is he?
Tall? He's tall. Maybe like 6 and a couple inches.
Gross.
How big of a bag do we have?
Probably not big enough to store a full-grown man.
Half of a full grown bag.
I
I mean,
mean,
worst
can-
comes to
I-
worst. Someone just casts like levitate or Tetra's floating disc or something.
Look, can I sanguine a case or something?
Yes.
Do
you have- Oh wait. Okay. What's your Constitution score?
18.
All right. Yeah, I'll allow it.
So
Basically, this
are you
affects
saying we
Tetra.
put him in a box and don't open it?
A giant floating metallic box made out of a glowing silvery metal that floats along in the air. Of course.
What?
Are you still a bear?
At this point, I'm assuming no, because
Okay,
we did so
alright.
much talking.
That's fair.
I would have said, like, if you're still a bear, just like maul his corpse multiple times, and then we just say he got attacked by a bear.
In
Oh
the
my
engine
God.
room.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not
Yeah.
lying. It's not lying.
Okay. Yeah, I do need a final plan from you guys.
If objects Egberta's wearing merge with her when she wild shapes,
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh no!
can she back the mayor and then wild shape and take him with her?
Hey, Egberta, what is your carrying capacity?
Oh,
If you can spare like 220 pounds for a full-grown man,
Wait. No.
Okay,
because
wait.
No,
No,
because
not
that's the use
220.
of the corpse.
220 divided by 8.
what?
Oh, because I'm shrinking.
Oh gosh.
We can reduce
This is a stupid idea.
Nikolai knows how to get rid of a corpse, okay?
Oh my gosh.
So you cast
Okay.
reduce on the corpse. Splashes in the puddle of blood left by his body. But this very small mare, Egberta picks up, slings on her back, and wild shapes into
a chicken.
a chicken, shrinking down, wings falling into your body as you pop. Little chicken, no mare in sight except for the blood pool left by, and the imprint of his corpse.
Okay, Daros, you're not the mayor.
I'm not the mayor.
I'm the mayor.
Can you turn
You're the
yourself?
mayor.
Yeah. 1 second. Let me just like,
You
get
want
into
the
the
rope?
mindset.
Character?
So-
Yeah.
Oh.
You call forth a veil of shadows cloaking your figure in wreathing darkness that solidifies into the shape of the long black hair, stubble, sharp chin of the previous mayor of Rotor.
Oh, yes. I feel like a total dickhead right now. And very, very cautious and very condescending indeed. And a liar.
Take an inspiration.
Let's go.
Off we go.
No.
Up the stairs,
No.
you go, leaving leaving the bloodstain behind him. Oh, you obviously unlock the cage. Okay, so you eventually you as you're leaving the manor, the half orc at the doorway moves to stop you, and then just like, it's fine. I'm sure they know what they're doing. As you lead this blind old man out to the sunlight, he has a silly little smile on his face as he clasps onto your arm. And who's leading him, by the way?
I guess I can.
Yes. So right, the mayor's with you. So
Yeah.
the half orc bows in respect, returns to his post. Right.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
The mayor's stumbling a little bit as he walks. Maybe had one too many to drink.
So true. And you move through the town, people bowing him and murmuring respects as they get out of your way, carrying your regal air and your entourage behind you until you reach the edge of town, where a large, decrepit tower sits, slightly crumbling, amidst a field of stone and mossy gardens.
Mhm.
I can't see. Are we there?
Right.
Just about. We're at the base now.
I haven't had a vision all the way here. Has the world really changed that much? Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Alright then, up we go.
You guys move up the stairway, the spiral staircase, the central of the tower. There are small rooms that are built out as sort of like almost like built out balconies with roofs and walls that are filled with various scraps of books and whatnot. It's clearly been raided many times over, nothing of value remains, but the rooms are still there. The legacy of this once great scholar, as you climb the ramparts of the tower, eventually reaching the top floor, a wide open space with 4 pillars holding up a central cone of a roof that is now sloped and broken on one end. He reaches out and grips a railing like he's sure of his place. Sure of his place the same way he was sure of what was in his cell, having walked it so many times. There's a smile on his face.
It looks a bit different.
You can see?
No, I can feel it. It's all white. There are heroes here. I don't know what fate holds for them for once. But I know that they will prevail in the face of the dangers to come.
He turns around.
You sir.
I believe in you. And I believe in your quest. You might not know exactly where you're going. But there will be a day that you turn back and you look at the legacy you've left behind. And you'll know that you've left the world a better place. I don't need a prophecy to know that.
He nods to you.
Plan now.
That's now.
I get ready to cast Eldritch Blast.
Egberto,
Cement your legacy, Daros, future House of Grax. The name will be known in all the reaches of the world.
I start crying as I blast him with this beam of shadowy energy.
It hits his chest, and almost without reacting, he just gets flung off the side of the roof. You see almost in slow motion as he looks... He doesn't see you. but he looks at you, smiling as he falls down, twisting and landing with a distant crunch.
Are we still doing the plan to dispose of the mayor's body? Is that still a go?
Well, we're here.
Egberta, can I have the body, please?
Well, shave back from being a chicken.
Wait.
The chicken, but it's almost like it's being lengthened as a picture. Its wings unfurl. Egberta now stands before you. The tiny mayor, no longer tiny. And now dragging her back, you can unclasp the hands, and the mayor's corpse slumps on the stones below.
So, only rebellion against the dragon, correct?
The mayor was?
No, there is a rebellion against
the Duskborn Revolution Army is in direct opposition to the dragon.
Do I know what they dress like?
Yeah, they have the colors of a light blue and silver as their main banner colors.
Are we? Yeah, I'll see you all in a few hours.
Yeah.
Should we mock you?
Yeah, we can mock fight. I'll shoot a few arrows over your head and that kind of thing. I cast Disguise Self into a member of the Duskborn Revolution.
Perfect. The energy flows over you, and your face shifts to torts until you look like a generic human, swathed in the gray and blue tabard of a Duskborn Revolution army. Perhaps some pieces of armor that weren't there before.
Pick up the mayor's body and chuck it off the tower, and put 3 arrows into it as it falls, and just yell, "Down with the dragon."
you hear a squelch and then arrows hitting his body as you shout out. Citizens are yelling out, seeing the first course, now the second, are crowding out around the tower. More and more people pouring out, like, "What's going on?" The shouts are growing.
And yeah, we mock fight, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take
Okay,
away my
wait.
disguise.
Everyone make a performance check.
Arrows also drop the Disguise Self. You're no longer.
Yeah, I know. I'm dropping it.
Yes, Harry.
I want to see because I showed as a chicken.
So, I just lay down, but as I'm doing, I just throw random sanguine out of my hand to pretend something's going on.
Can I do that and catch just firebolts?
Yeah.
Okay, in that
They're
case,
common folks. They don't know what's going on.
in that case, Daros and Nikolai, please make performance checks. One of you gets advantage, I guess.
So 26.
17 on the die.
Oh.
17 on the die.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's pretty good. You guys are clashing in this spectacular battle, just blade against spell, energy blasting back and forth, ducking, dodging, flipping around in this great swirling battle. Sanguine flying out from behind you, and as clash, people are cheering you on. People are climbing the tower to try to help one of them side out.
This all culminates, right?
Yes.
In me full Assassin's Creed diving off the tower and casting
Wait,
casting Pass Without Trace and Banish.
Yeah.
You're still diving off a tower.
Oh, how high is it?
I mean,
I have Featherfall. No, I have Featherfall.
Someone give him Featherfall.
I have Featherfall.
Okay,
So I full Assassin's Creed dive off.
So
then
as you dive off, Calmir throws a small glob of sanguine that latches onto your leg and slows you just enough not to take any damage, but not enough that anyone could see. Darkness is just clouds around you as you puff away, disappearing into the crowd. And people are saying, where'd it go? What happened?
Stealth.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Guys, slow down on the jeez. Okay. Yeah, so
drop down and then no one sees you ever again.
you disappear flawlessly to the crowd, rolling up and dropping your disguised self until you're another shouting member of the crowd, just like anyone else. The town is in chaos. People are running out. The town guard are running across the town and are trying to bully people to stay away from the tower. And in all the confusion, you are all easily able to make your escapes. I don't know where you're going, but you are going away from here to leave the town in chaos under the tentative control of the guards, having won the location of Shifter's Vale, and the objective of your next quest. There's one more thing that happens before we end tonight's session. As you all are trekking away, trekking away from the site, I imagine you want to get to a place that's secluded, like people aren't going to find you. So you start trekking out towards the woods. There's some discarded lumberjack equipment out here, some felled trees. You stop in the middle of their work. They went rushing off to see what the motion was about. But you get into the actual trees themselves, and it isn't long before you're completely alone, save for the sounds of nature around you. You'll take a moment to catch your breath, and in that moment, a light appears, shimmering, before a crack opening up. In reality, this wasn't like the portal of the Dragon Summon. This is something far more mechanical, something very much designed in nature. On the other side, you see a team of backlit heroes, some with bows, some with swords, all pointed at your location, until one voice calls out, "Drop your weapons and stand aside. This is the planar stewards, and we are taking you into our custody."
Sirius pulls out his bow and aims it at Kelmir. Sorry, Nikolai.
With that,
Okay.
we'll end tonight's session. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been an amazing time. A wonderful session, and obviously we couldn't do it without you, so please tune in next week for the 6th session Group 1. We're so close to reaching the end. Check out our YouTube, check out our fandom page. Thank you so much, and have an amazing night. See you soon. Bye.